Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Kevy has found the no sound cure. Oh. Okay, so nobody on the internet ever found the cure for this problem with putting Windows on the Mac with Big Sur and Monterey. Now, I have not actually gone to Big Sur yet, okay, so keep that in mind. But I'm thinking the same process might just do the trick. So I had to undo everything because no matter what I did, it didn't matter. Even, 12 gigs worth of Windows 10 updates, nothing. Have no conflicts. Stuff says it works. Then you try and update certain things. It doesn't work anymore, although it still says it's functioning normal. No sound. Well, here's the thing. When you go to fire up Boot Camp on your Mac with Monterey, the interfacing works a little different than Boot Camp on Big Sur and Catalina, etc. Okay, now of course Catalina Big Sur is a huge change too. Keep that in mind. So anyways, Big Sur and Monterey are the most affected, so I'm thinking it's going to be the exact same process for both OSs, but guaranteed with Monterey this is going to cure your no sound issue. So you fire up Boot Camp, and before you get started at the process, go to the top menu, which I'm going to show you, don't worry, and you're going to have to download this first. And by the way, 8 gigs is fine. You don't need a 16 gig stick. Ignore that garbage. Okay, so that's number one. You have to do that first. Then you can continue on the process, which will take you through, make the size of partition you want. Now, you can only use your internal Mac hard drive. So make sure your internal Mac hard drive is big enough that you can still do Mac stuff on the Mackie side and PC stuff on the PC side that you want to be able to pull off. So I created a 300 gig hard drive for the Windows 10 side, still leaving me plenty of space on my Mac. So that's not a big deal. Now, so the bigger the hard drive, the better, right? If you have any external hard drives plugged into your Mac, any USB sticks plugged into your Mac while trying to do the installation, it will halt you. Okay? It's going to say, unplug them. I know, been there, done that, burnt the book. So, it only wants to see one hard drive, and that's your main internal. Now, if you have extra internal hard drives, this likely won't be a problem, but it's anything on the USB bus, that's what it crabs about. So make sure all that junk's off. So after you downloaded this, remove it. Okay? Now, you make the partition size, you continue on, it's going to automatically start to download Apple support software. Well, I thought that's what this was. No. There's apparently a hidden process here now, which is kind of weird. But at least we'll continue. Now, as it's going along, it's going to start doing its thing, and then it'll reboot your computer and automatically start to run the installer for Windows. Now, that's provided you actually have a ISO on your desktop. Okay? Because again, you're not allowed to use USB sticks with Windows for some reason on Monterey. So I just threw my Windows 10 that I downloaded. So you're going to want to download whatever version of Windows 10 you want to put on, and just throw that on your desktop. Okay? It has to be an ISO. I tried the whole installer thing on a USB stick, didn't work, so it has to do with an ISO. And it has to be on the desktop. So, it'll automatically find it, don't worry. It'll start installing Windows, and lo and behold, when things come online, you will still have some conflicts in the device manager, but you will have your internal Mac internet. It will be there, which was a real pain for me initially, and I have my sound back. Now, here's the thing. When it starts the Windows install, you'll know that it does come up to a list of drive partitions, and you can format one of them, which would normally be the Boot Camp one. Well, I want to format it to make sure it's an open drive, right? Don't format it. If you format it, whatever Apple installed, it created it and it pre-formatted it for you, although it doesn't tell you this. Okay? So do not format any partitions to install Windows onto. Okay? So, just hit the installer, let it install. When it comes back up, when it's done, boom. Now is time to install this. Then, once that's installed, okay, because it'll actually work. It's not going to work if you formatted that drive. It'll actually stop you. But, so don't format the drive, especially if you want sound, okay? Among other things. So go to Apple Software Update, run the updater. Get connected to the internet, either Ethernet or Wi-Fi, whatever you have to do, and get the Apple Software Update launched. Do the updates. There will be 2 of them in the list. Even though they both have check marks on, it's going to take the little tiny guy first, reboot your computer, then you go back into the Apple Support Update again to do the Boot Camp update. Now, without doing that, I thought it did both. So I went and I checked on my control panels for being able to switch between Mac and PC. Okay, so this I never had before at all, right? Because I formatted that drive, right? So now, before you do the Boot Camp update that's going to be there, you will not get Mac OS as a choice. It'll just have it'll just have the Windows thing, the partition. So it's like, okay, now what do we do? Well, we got to run that Apple Software Update program to get the most up-to-date Boot Camp installed, and then you will have Mac OS or Boot Camp to choose from. Okay, you will have these options. Previous to that, you won't have the options. Okay. And of course, you might not even have this if you formatted the drive, because I know I didn't, and that was a problem. So, you know, I don't know what Apple's doing, but it's squirrely with Montery. With Big Sur, things are still the way they were, even with Catalina. You know, you download your installer, stick thing, you make sure you've got Windows there, blah, 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 do your thing, away you go, everybody's happy, right? But what's probably happening under Big Sur is people are also formatting that Boot Camp partition that gets created, and you shouldn't, because it downloads stuff into there that you have to have. Now under Catalina, I always format the drive, okay, and I've never had a problem. I run Catalina with Windows 10 as it is, because I do gaming with my buddy. And I've always formatted the partition, even before Catalina. Never an issue. But I'm thinking with Big Sur and Monterey, if you format that partition, you're taking out whatever Apple did download that took like 20 minutes to do, which is usually takes about 20 minutes to do this, right? So, beats me what's going on, but if you want the cure, this is your cure. Now, let's go fire up Far Cry for a minute. The reason I actually want to do this is not just because I can, but I also wanted to see what 5K resolution for real looks like with Far Cry. And believe me, the camera does not do this justice. It is so sweet, guys. You've got to get yourself a 5K Mac and try this. And if you got a 5K Mac, just go ahead and do it. So you know what? Let's go into training. Yeah, let's go here. Oh, and by the way, the other thing too is if you want all your Bluetooth capabilities and stuff back to normal, I even got this running again. I have this running. My Apple stuff, of course, ran anyway, but even my designer keyboard now runs perfectly fine because I didn't format that partition. So there were other issues other than sound that I had run into, even though the device manager was clear. Now I only have one conflict in the device manager right now, and I think it's partially to do with the Wi-Fi card built into my Mac, because every time I connect up to my iPad, my mouse goes squirrely. But when I connect on a third-party Wi-Fi adapter to my iPad, everything's fine. So, but then when I connect to my internal Mac adapter on my main internet router, everything's fine. It's something to do with the and I don't know why, but I'll have to do Windows updates to clear it. So this is so nice. Okay, where are we going here? I know where I'm supposed to be. Oh, there we are.
Hey, some good news. I'm picking you up much more strongly now. I suggest you search the huts for weapons.
That is so nice and glossy. And look at those trees with the coconuts. Very nice. Scenery. Look at the water. Like, the clarity is just phenomenal on Real 5K. And this is 5K Retina to boot.
You don't really want to alert the guards. Get that guy!
And on Windows computers, by the way, you can't run a 5K display. You can run a 5K TV, but that ain't real 5K.
Jack, I've been able to tie your company.
And the hardware you need to run it is nuts.
It should give you a rough idea.
Generally. And even at that, it's still not the same resolution or pixel depth of a real 5K display. So this is, you know, the cost to do 5K capabilities for the PC world is just crazy, and manufacturers don't want to do it. You know, I mean, they do it for the Mac is done in 5K, but you know, in 6K. But good luck on the PC side. Ain't gonna happen yet. It's not cost effective for the PC world, which is why people are using TV sets to try and get somewhat of a 5K or 6K experience. It's not anywhere near the same, but you know, nothing beats the Mac. And I have no lag in this game now either. I was getting lag before with all the no sound thing. I noticed some lag issues. I now have none. Like, look at that. That is sweet.
This whole deal is strange.
Alright, let's just get out of the truck for a minute. Look at that. That is beautiful graphics. That's just nuts. Loving it. And of course I love the fact that I got sound again. And right into the tree we go. Orange shots, boys. I'll just steal another Jeep. Because I can. Those guys I wanted dead. And crunch! Someone's gonna shoot me with a rocket, I can see it coming. Oh, maybe not. But yeah, gaming, man, at 5K, that's so sweet. Anyways, and I only have 2 gigs of video in this thing that's AMD. Anyways, I can game on the Mac, I have no problems, but there's a lot of games not made for the Mac, and to run them you either need a PC or you run Windows on your Mac if you have a powerful enough Mac to run those games. And even with 2 gigs of video, Macs don't need as much video horsepower as a PC does, even for the exact same game, you know. So we need, I think, about a quarter of the video to do the same thing. I have a video where I put my 2009 MacBook Pro up against my, you know, really super expensive gamer system with a 2K display. And my MacBook Pro doesn't even have a Retina display, let alone even 1K resolution. And, you know, it kicked butt with Far Cry, and it beat out my tower. You know, graphic-wise, you know. And I am running full-fledged settings on this, too. So if you're kind of curious about my video settings for real here, you know, we're not just trying to deceive you guys. This is real, okay? So, options. Everything is stuck on very high, except for the water is ultra high. Okay? Anisotropic filtering level is at 1, but I can crank that up to 8 if I want to. Why not? Because I can. Right? So let's hit apply. Going back to basic options, we're at 5K resolution, so 5120 by 2880 at 32-bit. Okay? Hit apply. Now we should be back. Yeah, okay, so 8 times. Let's go back into that. Let's just go to the courier. Let's have some fun in the courier. Now, the first time you load Far Cry, by the way, in 5K, it's going to take forever to set up. It's going to feel like it's forever. It takes a while.
Damn it.
But after that,
in.
it loads every screen, everything perfectly fine. It's just your initial start point screen. And that is normal because you're driving a very high video level.
Crow's gonna have to do something. Uh-oh. I knew I shouldn't have done that. Sometimes I hit the grenade. I don't know why. And I just did it again. Let's get out of there. You!
I usually don't use this particular mouse for gaming because I hate it, but yeah, it works.
All personnel, we are on high alert level.
You see something?
No, I don't. I see you dying. Oh, good guy. Thanks, I need more bullets. But like, looking around, this is really nice. Like I said, the camera does not do this justice. It is so sweet. Anyways, so that's your cure. You know, don't format the partition. You know, make sure you download this first. Download your ISO. Leave the ISO on the desktop on your Mac side. Continue on with your process. Do this stick after Windows is on. Run that Apple software update program. You got to restart the computer after the first update. And then you go back again, get the boot camp update done, reboot again, and then start installing your Windows updates. So, and away you go. Anyways, as far as Windows 11, by the way, goes, you're not going to be running Windows 11 under boot camp. At least not on my Mac. I don't know if there actually is a high-end enough Mac out there that Windows would actually allow 11 to go on. But definitely we're good at 10. And 10 still has updates for the next, 3-4 years that you'll be able to get without a problem. You know, so that's not a big deal. And besides, I'm not using this for internet surfing. I'm using this to play games on, so I really don't even care about security updates, so long as I can play my games. But I am going to do all my main updates to get Windows 10 as solid and secure as possible, stable, and I'll keep doing that for as long as the program exists for updates. But definitely going to be fun for gaming on a 5K machine from this point on, at least for stuff I want to do in 5K. And I can do some comparison videos now between Mac 5K Res against a steroided 8-core machine with much more video and a 2K display. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Now you have your cure. Share this video on all the forums and groups you're on that have had issues with getting the sound back on, because I never found anybody that cured the sound problem. And the same process may just work fine for you with Big Sur. But on Catalina and below, I have never experienced this issue. And I have formatted the drive in the past. So, you know, it's kind of like, it's a different process. And even the process for doing it with Big Sur is different. So I don't know why people are losing their sound. But Montery is an interesting beast. So, take Take it for what it is. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.